Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and welcome back to the Transport Fever 2 Mainline for Lap 2. I've been waiting for Lap 2 for quite some time, where we take the things that we built in Lap 1 and make them suck ever so slightly less. Hopefully quite a lot less. Anyway, we're turning our attention to the junction between Gallifrey and Pix Creek as our first objective, because it's complicated. And there's a really good reason why it's as complicated as it is, and that comes partly down to the fact that I built it right at the start of lap 1. Anyway, you've got the main line, it runs down the middle like that, does a bit of that, yep. We've then got a machines factory going on down there, and that needs to transport lumber, which of course we then take lumber to go and pick up from elsewhere and transport to the freight hub, and you've got a passenger line in the middle and a space hopper and an airport. The net result being that it's just a flipping mess. We're starting with one of the bigger challenges in lap 2, and that is one of the first things that I built. In fact, the first thing I built in a train sense, and I built it when I had no money, which is possibly why it's as bad as it actually is. To examine the problem, you've got lumber up here, right? Now, we want lumber, but we want the lumber taking down over here to be processed. No, you don't. No, that's where the planks go. Well, where does the lumber go? It just goes to the main line, Gov. Oh well, whatever. You've got more lumber coming in there, which is going to the main line. You've got more lumber here, it's going to the main line. And then we're taking planks and steel down there, possibly. Could happen at some point to be turned into something viable. Then, of course, you've got a passenger service that runs Gallifrey to Pix Creek, and I think it goes beyond there as well. What are we looking at? The brown line, I guess, that with some kind of foresty green kind of a colour. Or not, as the case may be. Good, my track record's doing well today. Turquoise, mate, turquoise. Turquoise is literally a to and from. Is it really? Yeah, I think it is. Let's have a quick look. Manage the line. Yep, to and from. Okay, all right. Well, okay. So you got that to contend with as well, and then you've got local passenger services. So Pix Creek has got a passenger service that runs out that way. We should, but don't yet, have a passenger service running this way towards Atlantis. That needs adding in the future as well. And the end situation is that this junction here particularly is just a snarling mess of grot. Pretty much the entire time. So the solution to that is going to be to bulldoze pretty much all of it. Look at this queue we've got going on here. Yeah, that's mainline trains queuing to get in. So I'm going to put the hard word on this guy. Right, you can stop. And then have we got someone up here anywhere? Not close enough. All right. Well, no. There's one. Look. Okay, right. Let's put the hard word on him as well. All right, and then. In fact, you... Yes, mate. Yeah, hello. Yeah. You're having a lovely time. Oh, I'm a lovely old-timey steam train. And you go, yes, you are very, very old-timey. I want to send you to a depot, but you've gone past the junction, which might make that slightly more tricky now, and you'll probably complain about it. So, there is that. Have I blocked off the wrong line? No. You've still got to wait for all this lot to clear through. And then we shouldn't get any more coming in for the time being. Now, obviously, this is going to completely kill my economy for a bit, given the level of reliance I have on the main line overall. But hey, right? You can go straight to the depot and get sold. Okay, yeah, because that's a line that isn't going to exist by the time I'm done with this. All this truck business going on, we'll see where we get with this. But fundamentally, I'm bulldozing this hub. And all this track, and this passenger station. That's my early goals. Yeah, I know. Big dreams, bulldozing something that is sort of, kind of, almost, and we'll change it for something that definitely, almost, sort of is. Right. Okay. Do you think we're about there? Yeah. Paws are up. Right. Let's get to work. This is going to cause absolute mayhem. But it's going to be mostly fine. Right, I'll skip past the bit where I've ruined everything, and then we'll catch up. Right, there we go. I've nuked a lot there. Mainline is now severed from here out to there, and then these lines down to the south, they're cut off, and I've completely removed this lumber station. I haven't unpaused because everyone's going to be complaining at me a lot. Now, on further reflection, we've got another lumber line here that should be a train. We've got a coal line here that should be a train, and I'm going to make them trains. Part of what I'm hoping to achieve in lap 2's progress is half the number of trucks on the road, if not more. I mean, by the time we've advanced the world clock and we've got slightly higher capacity trucks rolling around, then the likelihood is that I'll be able to reduce the number of trucks that I'm running. But remove trucks, replace them with trains, because I figure that the longevity of this map is going to be impacted, even if only in a minor way, by the number of vehicles that I'm running on it, and therefore removing trucks is a good thing. Right, let's get rid of this. No, you've done that wrong. That's typical. I did quite a lot right a moment ago. And now I've done one thing wrong. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you decide that this is the bit you're actually going to put on camera. Right, yeah, get rid of most of that. Right. We're rethinking the whole shebang, friends. Now, what I want to do is I want my passenger station and goods station to be attached to one another. This little incoming section here, while novel and while taking my passengers to the heart of the town, which is a good thing, is in the wrong place. So we're going to have a look at this, because I've got a theory, or I've got a feeling, that we could probably get away with bulldozing everything to the south as we look at it now, which is actually, I don't know, east, I suppose. West, it would be west, if anything. Bulldoze everything below here on the screen that we've got now, put in a nice flat horizontal bit of road, and build off that, and do so both with freight and passengers as well. Then, by providing the necessary road infrastructure out to the other side, we might conceivably get a little bit of growth going that side. Now, the important thing about leaving this road intact is that we want to make sure that we preserve the industries. Because if you remove all of an industry, you lose the ability for that town to actually make the industry in the future. Yeah? Okay? You with me? Yeah? You might not agree, but I'm doing it. And it's my show. I'll do what I like. Right, here we go. Yes. These remaining buildings are all like, phew, we dodged a bullet there. Oh, we're going to be at the forefront of a new miraculous... Oh, no, not the forefront. No, you are the last casualties of this particular escapade. There you go. Well, the last casualties for now. There'll be more casualties in the future, I don't doubt. The reason for getting rid of that is I want to try and make all of this somewhat flat, and then we're going to use this as our elevation on which to build things. Because if we're going to be monkeying around with junctions, flying and regular, we want to make sure that we've got a relatively flat surface on which to operate. Now, over time, when I get through to other places, I think there will be an occasion where I bulldoze an entire town. And do it in a strategic and clever and gentle fashion in order to make sure it regrows, but then I can rebuild the entire town on the flat. And you might go, oh, that's a bit boring. I go, yeah, it is a bit boring, which is why I'm not doing it everywhere. But I'll do it in a few places, definitely, in order to buy myself the opportunity to build back better. I don't believe you're allowed to use that phrase without crossing into some very heavy political turf. All right. Build back brilliantly. Okay? Yeah. No, there was no political statement in there at all. It was just those three words suddenly came together in my head all at the same time, and I went, yeah, use those. And you kind of went, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, no, that's a combination that may agitate a few people. You go, oh, I don't want to agitate anybody. I agitate plenty of people all the time, but usually they're going, oh, you built that wrong, rather than, and we don't want the latter. No. Oh, you've built that wrong. That's par for the course. That's why you come here in the first place. You come here to go like, oh, yeah, it's a nice idea, but you've made a ham-fisted job of it. I'm going to go off and do that better. Inspiration, friends. How far are you going to smooth out? Are you going to do the whole map at this elevation, or what? No. Just enough to make this absolutely stink of loveliness. All right, okay, fine. Yeah. And I think we're probably about there. I think we're probably about there as well, because we're going to deploy the smooth. You know what? This smoothing effigy here, it's not big enough. Now, when you use the actual map editor, the brush size for the smoother is ruddy enormous, and oh boy, can you get stuff done in a hurry. You kind of go like, I need this whole area flat right now. Swap, 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 and you're done. What word was that? Swap, swap, swap. Oh, I see. Okay, is that in the dictionary? Should be. Right, I think we're about there. Yeah. Now, I mean, obviously, this is not going to be completely parallel with the road, completely flat with the road. We'll fix that by doing a bit of this. See, just a little bit of this. Yeah, I'm leaving Pix Creek to be slightly undulaty because I'm not going to ritually abuse massive segments of the map and turn it all, flat as a pancake. But I do want it to be slightly less. I was going to use organic, but that's entirely the wrong word. Slightly less obviously brilliant. I don't know. There's words in there somewhere. More mods have been deployed. You will notice this. If you haven't noticed it already, you've just noticed it right now. You've gone, flipping heck, more mods have been deployed. And I've gone, yeah, more mods have been deployed. And there is now a mod collection that you can go and peruse with your face. And it's linked in the old description. And you can go and enjoy that in the way that you enjoy many things, I imagine. Right, okay, so we're going to start placing high-speed track. Not because we'll be using it. Not everywhere, anyway. We won't be deploying high-speed services left, right, and centre. But what we will be doing is something else. Yeah. What I prefer is that all of my tracks look similar-ish. Unless I build a sexy, sexy coal mine at some point, which I probably will do. Right. Now, is that going to be long enough for your trains? 160 for passenger services? Yeah, I should go. It'll be fine. Yeah, you reckon? Right. How many tracks do you want on here? Well, let's think services. So you've got Gallifrey, right, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. I mean, we're going to have to bring Gallifrey up this way, I think, and then into the station, because then that can form the backbone of a service that hits Atlantis and Peninsula. Oh, yeah. We're thinking large. Those are the only two that haven't got any kind of passenger connectivity by rail. In fact, I don't think they've even got passenger connectivity by... I was going to say female. Yeah, you've got rail and female. Something's gone very wrong in your vocabulary there. By bus, either. I don't think they've got any passenger notions going on in the slightest. So that's going to be a through train. And then you'll have the terminating service that goes up yonder on the... on the old, on that one there. Yeah. That's a thing too. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you've done your studying before kicking this off, because otherwise all of this could sound completely incoherent. Right. You know what? I'm going to stick it about here, and then we'll have the bus station on the opposite side of the road, and I think that'll work out nicely. Do you want ingress from the other side of the platform? Might be useful, but I'm going to stick a whacking great freight station there, so possibly not. Okay, right. So what I'm thinking, for those who enjoy thinking, is Gallifrey will run up here. We'll come by the side of the airport. We'll swing in, we'll do something clever here by the side of the airport to drop passengers on and off the planes. Right, we'll ditch this little tram service that we've got because it's a step too far, and eventually we will have a lot more passengers using planes. We'll rocket on up here, something space hopper. Might go straight through the middle of the space hopper, I don't know. Before swinging in, joining the main line to get into the station, and then we'll single track that through line so that it heads continuing up on the main line. And then we'll single track the other line, so that basically dedicated lines for the services that head onwards towards Silent Hill. Okay, so that's passengers dealt with. Passengers, the easy bit. Now then, let's talk freight. You need 2 platforms for the main line. That's the sensible, easy, relatively straightforward escapade there. What are you going to do about this lumber? If you're going to put a train on that and that lumber, you are going to have to somehow traverse your passenger lines. Yep. Well, and up and over and in I think would work well. And in fact, you could do almost mirror images on those two to come in that centre area. Oh, crikey. You know it, oh, crikey. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's going to be an adventure par excellence. Let's make it happen. I don't know if we'll get any further than that today, because I've a feeling it's going to bog me down. Yeah. Now, have I got... I don't know. I haven't. I haven't got the station mod that I want yet. It's okay. I'll get it later. I've got specific plans in mind for it. Okay. So how do you want to work this? Oh, okay. Well, look, 2. Yeah. These 2 can share, so that's 3. Yep. That one could come in and it'd be 4. Yes. These 2 can share one, that's 5. And then this, I'm having a dedicated line that I'll leave on wait till semi-full, and that can be 6. I know. You're kind of going, crikey, he got up early this morning. Yeah, really, I genuinely did. And then we'll spin this around this way. Yeah. You sure you don't want any more? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. Yeah, pretty sure. That's a very confident way of describing it. Yeah, it is. And then I want to leave enough of a gap there that I can get a wall of the segregating, or a fence or similar, between the 2 track elements. Okay, well, that's large. Yes, it is. And frankly, not before time. I mean, we've needed something of this scale to manage the mainline for a little while. But hey-ho, no, it's all good. Now, the challenge is going to come. So yeah, this is going to be double tracked going out that way, but one of it's going to branch round to go through Space Hopper. Yeah. Okay. All right, so if we make these 2 in the middle here, no, that's not going to do it. These 2, left and right of this platform, that's more like it. I might need to reshape this station a little bit as well. But to give you some... I possibly should have said this earlier in the show. I'm going to be spending multiple episodes on each individual project. Am I going to redevelop everything on the main line? No. I'm going to do it in order. And that is in order of bodginess. So the worse it was to start with, the more likely it is that I go and address it. And the order of attack is going to be, first off, fix it up and make the track work. And that might be a single episode job. It might be multiple episodes. The second job will then be a bit of beautification. Now, I think that if we were to work on the basis of 3 or 4 swings at each area that I'm fixing, then I think we'll get through, I don't know, 6 junctions maybe. I mean, and they're all pretty much going to be junction-ish. Right, now, how do you want to handle this? You could swing in this way. I'm going to rebuild the main line first. You could swing in this way, yeah, which leaves this slope intact, or back it up a little bit further, aggressivize this corner ever so slightly, and maybe have less of an incline going on. See how you get on with that. There's only about 12 trains stacked up here, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, as long as you find the ones that you've told to hold their horses. All right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm more than aware of just how much unpicking this is going to have. Yeah, you are mashing vehicles into each other all over the shop, and you've got routes that no longer exist, but there are still vehicles assigned to them. The whole thing is just smacking of disaster. Yeah, and I like that, because it's, I mean, effectively, I've built myself a, yeah, it sort of works, but it's not good puzzle to deal with. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's my favourite bit of Transport Fever, is fixing up stuff that you've made and doesn't work properly. I absolutely love doing that. That fills me full of glee and vigour. Right, that I think is a relatively workable approach. So let's get the old trackaroo on the go here. Now, I'm loving that I've got speed limits. Yeah. Do you want to put full-on high speed on there? I think I will save full-on high speed for later. Really? You just want this at 120? And it's only, what, 70, 80 miles an hour? I think 70. About 75. Something like that. Yeah. Don't know. Well, decide. You could go 300, then you'll never need to... No, if I need to change it to 300, there'll be a good reason, and I shall map it then. Meanwhile, we'll get this plumbed in. Have you installed a bridge mod? Don't think that I have. Where are you going? Try and pay some attention to where you've left things. Right, so you, in theory, would end up over there. Okay? What you have in practice ended up with is a really rather significant length of viaduct. Yes, that's not really what I'm into. Alright, okay, good. Also, back that up because you electrified it in the process. And while this may end up being an electrified piece of track, unless you have planned for that to happen right now, then it shouldn't happen right now. Yeah, simple rules. I think we're going to need to get the flattening tool out and flatten out our path to avoid the viaduct. Okay. Are you sure you want to put that kind of slalom in there? I think they call it a chicane. Whatever they call it is neither here nor there. I'm calling it a slalom. No, I don't. My mouse slipped. I did wander. Well, you need not wander no longer. Right. What are you going to do with this kind of cliff edge that you're building in? Well, looking at it from here, it doesn't actually look that terrible. Because based on my wobbly mouse movement, I'm not exactly creating any straight edges. And I think through a little bit of smoothing gun and a little bit of foliage brush and maybe some extra detailing stuff going on in there and cut through a couple of things as tunnels to come in there as well, I think it's going to look quite nice. But that decision is pending until we actually start doing it. Yeah. Right, now grab a bit of this. Yep. And bring that out this way. Okay. And then smooth that all into one kind of functional. I think I've got that more or less smoothed into one kind of functional. Thank you. Right, let's do this again. And this time, hopefully, it will take a little better. Now, what we want is by the time that we're on station approach, is that we're on the flat. So if you do need to make any changes to your elevation in the slightest, make it now or shut up. Another part of what I'm going to do, well, I say that I'm going to do, I may or may not do it. I mean, your mileage is clearly going to vary. Is check as we proceed to see where the worst offenders for kind of bouncy track are. You see, this, for example, is creating an unnecessary rise because it's coming out of a lift. So that will actually flatten it a little better. Now, while that's created an embankment, there's a tool for that. Right. All right, take the rest of the way. Yeah. And the only bit that really genuinely absolutely matters is that we've got a big fat section of equiflat. What the heck is equiflat? You know what equiflat is. Equal and flat. What a load of nonsense. Yeah, plenty of flat for the use of points. Oh, hello, autosave. Nice of you to rock up. Also, I built this in the wrong place. Which was, I was hoping to go a little longer before that happened, but it happened, and therefore, what's a girl to do? Right, slap that in there, give it some of this, punch it through the middle. Come on there, tiger. I am. Patience. You know, if you go slow, you're less inclined to make a whole bunch of hideous mistakes. I've never found that to be the case. Right, give me this. Follow it along, smooth out the edges. Obviously we're going to need to do that again when the double track is present. And so while we have an embankment, it's only slightly elevated rather than being perilously exposed to the elements. I know, those of you hoping that it would be another one of those times where I said the word elements and immediately followed it up with some kind of an aside about elephants, you're going to be sadly lacking. But I've done that, I feel, more times than is necessary. And yet, here we are, again, with me doing it again. Yeah, I know, I can't stop it. I can't help it. I can't stop myself. It pops into my head, and long ago I learned that the easiest way to make the inspiring YouTube commentaries is to just let whatever pops into your head come straight out the other end. And then you kind of go, what? What did I just say? I don't know. I've long given up on trying to make any sense of it. You know what? That's quite nice. It is. I can see a lump from here. Yeah, it's right there. Right there. Yeah. How dare it? Well, why has it? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but it doesn't flipping need to be there. That'll be that bit coming out of the rise that you did a minute ago. Yeah, I know it will. Yeah. Yeah, it's trying to be helpful. That's the thing to remember. As much as you kind of go, oh, why have you done that? You kind of go, I'm trying to help you and your, half-assed track placing. You kind of go, but never mind that. No. Do you think we'll get to the point we'll see anything running today? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Well, set people's expectations. That's a good thing. All right, get in there. Yeah. Okay. I bet there's a lump in that as well. I bet there is. But I think it might be slightly less pronounced. Let's have a look. Now, obviously, I'm using the science of eyeballing it to figure out if that's the case. You've got a slight incline going on here. Ever so slight. But then the ground overall is inclining. So, no, that actually feels moderately smooth. It's not perfect, but it's probably good enough. Okay. Yeah, probably. We need to ride it to be certain, but we'll end up doing that when I've finished monkeying around with it, and I've got a lot more monkey to give it yet. Right, okay, now let's connect up the other one. How are you looking? Looking like it might be a more straightforward approach, to be honest. But we'll just have to see. And then we get into the complicated bit. Yeah, there's only one bit that's truly, truly, truly complicated, and that's what we're going to tackle next. How's that looking? Looks okay. It's going uphill a bit. Yeah, but I think it has to. All right. Now, the other benefit, of course, that I get from... What have you done? I don't know. I don't know if it felt like I placed a bit of track, and it had just placed weirdly, but that was obviously not the case. The other benefit, hello again, I get from changing to this high-speed track, which I have to say, aesthetically, it's very nice. But I do prefer the old stuff. And it's interesting. There's something about how, your mind works, eh? Is initially, when you start placing high speed after the old stuff, you kind of go, oh, this high speed stuff's quite jarring. And then you get used to the high speed stuff, but you happen upon a piece of the old bit, and you kind of go, oh, it's quite jarring. Which says that they're both nice designs, but flipping rapidly between the two can be quite jarring. And I think later on an aesthetic basis, I will probably make use of both to indicate local low speed versus further on going higher speed type track type behaviour. I don't know, but that's the thing is I haven't decided any of this yet. Right, that is clean and clear for the main line to crack on. Obviously, it's not hooked up to anything, so it's not going to work. But it is clear to get to work. And then, right, what did you say was what? Okay, so the inside track as let's call it the right-hand track as we're looking at it now. That's ongoing services that way, and also that way, right? And then the outside track as we look at it now is purely going up the line that way. Okay. Now you've got a depot down in Gallifrey. Are you going to hook that up onto the main line, or are you going to take it somewhere else? Glad you asked. Thanks. Don't know. All right. I'll figure it out. But what I will do, I don't want to increase the number of depots that I've got, but I do want to improve the depot layouts that I have so that they can add more services to the track without it being a 3-month wait for a gap in the schedule. And at the end of the day, we are going to want the tracks to be as busy as possible, as often as possible. Now, using the main line is a big fat dirty hack because you just bang more trains in on that, and it keeps working. Right, which is your Gallifrey service? Middle one. Okay, now where's Space Hopper? Right there. So the middle one at this point you need to start that going down. Do you want to do a proper snap before you start doing that? No. It would look nice, even if only for a moment. Go on then. Right, keep that there. Right, so if we start this going down. Now, this is going to need retaining walls, and I will find a mod suited to doing that kind of thing shortly. Well, I say shortly, probably in 3 or 4 episodes' time. You start going down. Start going. Just don't snap to that. You see, this is why you shouldn't have snapped in the first place. Oh, hush. Right. Take it. Yeah. Has it snapped again? I don't think it has. I think you have. I think it has registered that you're descending. Okay. Keep going down, please. Thank you. Yeah. Because otherwise you get all this jaggedy business going on down the side, you see. And that, no, I didn't think it would. And therefore, putting in a retaining wall of some description will make that look a little bit more natural. Too much slope? What the hell are you talking about? I think it's trying to come back up again. Yeah, it is trying to come back up. Why are you misbehaving? Well, you snapped me to the... Yeah, all right, I did. I agree. That's a thing that happened. Yeah, you might be going too far here. Nah, I should think we'll be all right. All right, okay. How much further do you need to go? Well, it depends if I'm willing. I might change my mind on all of this, you see. It depends how willing I am to deploy maximum steepness. Well, given on your rate of progression so far, maximum steepness might not be the worst idea. How far do I need to go in order to get underneath here? Come on, come on, come on. There you go. All right. Yeah, now that's quite a neat something or other as it goes. Yeah, I mean, how long a slope are we doing? It's not that long a slope. It's not so bad. And we're still on target for Space Hopper, and we're targeting Space Hopper so that we can hit the end of the airport. I think you're all right. Right, now, how slow do you want to take it? Well, how far can I pull this over before it complains at me? About there. All right. Do you want to make the entrance a little bit more modern? No, but I'll make it a little bit more angular. How does that? Yeah, okay. All right, fine. Okay, right. That's that bit. And then this chap over here is going to be all perplexed because he's now all on his lonesome and going like, oh, I thought we were bestest buds. And you're kind of going, no, mate. I was only ever using you for convenience. All right, how about coming the other way? Okay, all right. So something like that as a starting maneuver. Okay. Yeah, you see, you've budgeted that already. Yeah, I have. That has been well and truly hosed. It's okay. It's okay. Are you sure you wanted to share the main line on this as well? Also, why are you not equilevel? You should be equilevel. It's not even a word. Just, if you want it to be equilevel, as you so daintily point out, just flipping smooth it. Right, and then you can make it look like it wasn't you, and you can point the finger at someone else to being to blame afterwards. All right, bring that on here. And what do you mean it's not level? It should be flipping level. Nope, that's this is flat. This evidently is not. Well, I've never been so. No, I'm sure you haven't. No, because that means I've got to bring out a flipping bulldozer again. But if we are going to make any level of endeavour towards this being, and I use the term loosely, right, then let's let's start as we mean to go on. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Yeah, I know. Because one has to question just how perilously exciting any of this is going to be. Well, I think that it will become exciting when people observe you trying to pull something off that obviously you're ill-equipped to do. All right, how about we go from you're eyeballing it, it's not going to work. Yeah, all right, hang on. Okay, there. Yeah. Make a swifty. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Yeah. Couple of sleepers closer together indicates that I'm doing something with the train. See? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, go straight forward, straight forward, straight forward, straight forward, straight forward. So we're going to continue doing something with the track, obviously. But then I want to just put a little bit of that in there. Yeah, at this point people are going, what the hell is he doing? And then I want to get rid of this bit here. No, wait. What are you doing? Well, you see, I had a thought like 10 seconds ago, and I thought, oh yeah, that's how you do it. And now I can't remember what that thought was. So I'm looking at something going, I wanted to segregate off one piece of this track so I could delete a bit while leaving a bit, knowing that it was a completely straight line, you see. All right? This is not an unusual tactic or indeed method. We'll just do this. All right, just do that. All right. Now, get rid of... Yeah, but which bit are you getting rid of? Oh, hold on. Oh, you're going to need another bit. Get rid of that bit. What the heck are you doing? Nothing that you're doing right now makes any flaming sense. Christmas is not cancelled. I've got the junction that I wanted, and it's nice and flat. All I was trying to do is just flatten out enough of this in order to make a flat junction. I know, it's madness. It's you know, it will drive you to distraction, and because there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. But what I was trying to do was eyeball it so that I could make sure that this track remained straight and we didn't have some weird kink going on in there, which again, not massively complicated, but can throw you for a curve if you're not careful. All right. Are you happy with that corner? No. Are you happy with that? Yeah, far happier. Alright, do you want to keep it straight or start this downward angle kind of behaviour? Well, we're going to need the downward angle kind of behaviour. Try it out and see what we get. Okay, alright. Now, wheel that in up to about there, I guess. Yeah, and then wheel this in over here. Like that. Okay, yeah, that's done what I wanted it to. Has it? Yeah, mostly, yeah. Alright, just drop the size of this down a bit. And just... There you go. Alright, just clean that up. Now, I've done a few assets placed around there, and that will look quite nice. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then the only thing left to do is make sure that this branch off here can merge on without it looking horrible. And we've got it. Single track approach, see? Yeah. Maybe a slightly weird hump going on there. Yeah, it is. That is definitely a slightly weird hump going on there, but I'm going to live with that. I think if I were to chase every single slightly weird hump, that's all I'd ever do, forever and ever. And you might go, yeah, I'd be interested in watching that. I can thoroughly assure you that after you've watched me doing it for half an hour, you'll go, yeah, all right, I am over it. You were right. This is not what I want to watch. I want to watch a little bit more progress, a little bit more rapidly. If it's all the same to you, thank you very much. Right, now let's do the one going the other way. Where's that going? The other way. Okay. Which track do you want? Inside track, I believe. Yeah, inside track. Do you want to give the outside track an option to integrate, just in case you want it later on? Well, part of me says, nah, then that would be exciting. But another part of me says, yeah, you probably should, just to be on the safe side. And then another part of me says, yeah, because then you could put some sidings in here and it might look quite snazzy. Yeah. Now, I have to fight my temptation to just put sidings in here because it might look quite snazzy everywhere. Because I'll be honest with you, that is going to be the temptation that I am trying to deal with. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is we've already said the D word today. That's depot. And therefore, we should be thinking of how does one get trains onto these lines from the depot? I know, but do you though? I'll put a depot in here. Right? I'm listening. I'll put a depot in here that will integrate perfectly with the main line. Only faces one way. The next depot's not that far down there. Or if it is, it won't be forever. So, hush your noise. Right. I am going to put some wonky tracks in here because I like a wonky track. And, you know, we want to create every station as a sort of point of interest, you know? So we'll do a bit of that. Yeah. Now, if you can slide one more in there. I have done, but I don't think it's right. It is sort of right. It's not, though. It's getting slightly closer to its brethren. And then back these ones up a bit, because then we can snap them on and everything will be beautiful. You reckon? Does that not look beautiful to you? Yeah. Right. Okay. Now we're starting to, we're close. Right. Okay. If this is going to be, I'm not done with any of that. Incidentally, I'm putting it in as a marker of works in bracket future that we have to attend to. It's these two you want. Right. Okay. Right. Head out this way. Yeah. I'm heading out that way. Good. Keep heading out that way. Right. Keep heading out that way. Yeah. Keep heading. All right. Okay. So you don't want to play ball. Fine. I'll come at you from a different angle. And then we'll see who's in charge. Well, historically, Charles. Yes. But he's not here right now. Okay. Yeah, it's going to have all the Scott Bio fans completely flipping happy about life. All right. Okay. Didn't think that junction was going to come off, but it did. And therefore, we're all here celebrating now with our families. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Are you going to slip those junctions? Well, part of the reason that, I mean, it's only single track coming out this way. And part of the reason I'm double tracking it is to ideally avoid having to create double slip junctions, because while they have a great practical purpose, they don't always look great. You know, they not always. And I don't mean the junction itself. I mean the trains going through that junction can look a little bit, you've probably broken your flipping knuckle on that one. But I'll allow it because it's functional. Right, okay, we've done some of that. Super, yes. Okay, where's this track going? That track is going up there. Is it? Oh, yeah. Is it? Oh, yeah. So you're going to create a flyover, yes. Why don't you just use the flying junction mod? Because the flying junction mod baffles the hell out of me. It shouldn't do. All right, crossing angle is at 49. If we go the other way into like a minus 49, all right, and then spin it round. Have you forgotten how to spin things round? You know I have. Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling that was the case. How do you rotate stuff? It's M and N. It's not M and N. It's not mountain. It's not that. It's not. It wasn't that. I don't think. I don't. How the hell do you rotate stuff? Why has my mind gone blank on this? Is it these two? No, it's not. Yeah. No, thanks for that. It's right click hold. No. Both clicks hold. No. How do you rotate stuff? Wow, terrified. I don't know, because I don't know. Firstly, can you retain stuff? Can't retain stuff. Sorry, I saw the word retaining wall and it made me excited. Right, the crossing angle, yes. I'm scared because I think that I've forgotten how to do something, and it's something pretty fundamental that I probably do all the time. How do you rotate a station? M and N. Try it now just to be on the safe side. Yeah, there you go. Right. I haven't lost my mind. The mod is designed it up, is working perfectly. Oh, so you're telling me it just wasn't working before? Oh, thank God. Yeah, all right, that was a worry. I think it's flying junction all the way, son. Yeah, I think you're going to be hard-pressed. I mean, you're right, flying junction all the way, son. But you're going to be hard-pressed to get that to go over there. You might have some elevation working against you. Yeah, but do we care? Now, how many tracks can we leave that alone? Oh, you can do it on a corner. Yeah, I don't think we necessarily need to. Also, the numbers going on in the radii choices there are really quite terrifying. Yeah. What the heck is... Why have I made this bendy and bendy? I don't want it bendy and bendy. I want it... can I type in that? Nope. Keep bending it till you've got one you like. Internal error. Uh-oh. That usually comes right before crash to desktop. Yeah. All right. Okay. Leave that alone. All right. We'll do. That's minus 3,770. Ah, yeah, that's the number I was aiming for, I think. Yeah, so do the same with that one. And then we'll call that a win. Now, get the heck away from those sliders. Done, sir. Number of lower tracks, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. Number of upper tracks, 1. Right. I know, I'm making it look so much more exciting than it is. Right, 120, I think 10 kilometre an hour. Arguably a little on the slow side for this particular objective. Right, that means we're going to need to stick it in about there. Yeah? Yeah. Right. Okay, please remember my settings. It will do. That made me nervous. Yeah, it should have done. You press the wrong button. I meant to press B. I pressed V. The game went weird. Why are you being such a nervous Nelly? I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm that intimidated by the flying junction mod. What can I tell you? Because it's elegant and it works, and yet it confounds me on a regular basis. But it's not that flipping complicated. Right, get on over here, and then slap straight in there without any objections. That's going to work. Yeah, not too much slope. For you, no. Okay. Alright, if you made that top flying junction a little bit longer, it would look better. Alright. Okay. Oh, I see. We're now approaching levels of overconfidence. That's unwise. Yeah. Gimme, yeah. Right. Upper track radii, no. I want upper track length. Tough. I see. Okay. You could play with the radii of the upper track. Let's just give it a tweak out. We know we're the number we actually want. Right. Has that really changed anything at all? No. Okay. Try a bit more. Has that really changed? Yes. Okay. And actually, I think that's for the better as well. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah. Tunnel height? Leave it alone. Because I have a strong suspicion that the default is fine. Alright, you talk to that. And don't be funny about it. Now, I think it's probably going to be funny about it, but let's have a quick peek and see if it's being funny about it. Oh, phooey. Yeah, okay. It's created a flipping... Oh, look at that. That's ugly. Alright, it's okay. Look, you've got enough run-up that you can correct that. But correct it gently rather than forcibly kind of manhandling it into some kind of ramp. Right, on we go. Yeah. This is why, you know, that an awful lot of the old high detailing folk go, I shall now cut into my high speed segment, whereby they compound 10 hours into 36 seconds, accompanied by some of the worst music you'll find on the internet. No, they do. They do. They do. I've come across rare, few, if any, people who like doing a bit of the old time-lapse building, who have any taste in music whatsoever. Going to go, but I am limited by the YouTube flipping license-free gallery of music. Kind of go, yeah, I get that, but it's all guff. Go and find something that sounds good, you peasants. Unless, of course, that is actually your taste, in which case you are a peasant. Yeah, right. Okay, that's pleasing. Is it? Let me interrogate this from other angles. Yeah, because it takes you 10 hours to get it to the point that you kind of go, and now it's magic. Whereas me, who likes to do things in real time, go, look, I'm going to make a bit of a nod towards this looking all right. But you know, and I know, that eventually it's going to look, yeah, it'll be okay. And all I'm hoping for right now is just something that's ever so slightly more functional than the last thing I built, which wasn't very functional at all. Anyway, good news. We're almost there for this episode. Which you'll go, I go, yeah, no, I'm afraid so. I mean, because I did say we weren't going to be done in one. I think if I target 3, then that's possible. Right, so episode 1, this bit, yeah, that I'm doing now. All right, episode 2 is going to be finish off the bits that I don't finish today, right? And then episode 3 is going to be all those bits that you just placed, Make them look a bit more glam. Combined with, combined with, ride it, cowboy. Which is the, the bit that we're all, none of us go like, it's the real reason I'm here is I want to ride on the trains. And yet, that's what we're going to do. Okay, right, so that's not a straight piece of track. No, it's not, is it? All right, do it again. Right, take that round there. That's it. All right, take it there. Always take it back further than you need to, because then you can come back more than you have to. Flipping heck, that sounded like it might be wisdom. Yep, don't scrutinise it too much though, because it doesn't make any sense. Right, stick it in there. Yep, okay. These sidings, wonky at the moment. They're bad and wonky. I'll fix them, don't worry. But it's not something that is pressing on our agenda keys right now, this moment. Next job is do the same again the other way. You are kidding me? I am not kidding you. Where are we going? There. Two choices, right? Up. Not enough room, I would say. Interesting. Is there something interesting I could do here, right? Because this one's got to go down. This one's got to go that way. Yeah. Track 2 here has got to go that way. And both of those could be seen as lower level. Whereas this one is upper level. Yeah, you can already see that there's a lump in the track there. Yeah, I know, but I don't think it's going to be too horrible, you see, because there's a climb coming out of that gully. I'm going to rebuild that again, I can feel it. Because this here, what's all that about? Yeah, and this here, why are we... I know, there's lots of that. I regret everything I've ever said about smoothing out lumpy track. I just don't want... I want to avoid bouncy track. Maybe that is something that is actually attainable. The other option, of course, is just to do this. Right? It's not going to... Well, actually, it is going to interfere with it quite often, because that station is not very far off. But that's also the kind of thing that we want to avoid, is it? I'm not so sure as it is. I'm not sure it's essential to avoid it. Well, nothing is essential about anything, clown. But, just make a call. Actually, this is a tricky one to make a call on. Why? Well, right, if I were to stick a flying junction in here, right, exactly the same as I had done the other side, yeah, then sure, it would work. But I would have to take this upslope in order to get it there, which could look quite tasteful. Success has been gained. But at what price, friends? See, because we've got it, but I don't like it. I sort of like it. I almost sort of like it. But I think it would be better executed were I to simply run a bridge here instead of a flying junction. So if I were to continue... I mean, this girder bridge that I've got here doesn't need to be there. I could very readily embankment that and just slope it straight down. But actually, I quite like the look of it. And now that I look at it again, I kind of go, if I could just do enough to get that over there and turn this into a girder rise, that would be the look and feel that we'd actually want. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this time. Yeah, I know, you want more, I want more, but there's only so much we can do all at once. So what have we got done so far? Right, well, I need to change the path of this track going over there, but I think I'm probably going to remodel that anyway, and I'll do that while you're not here. There's no sense in retreading old ground. My aim is always going to be to show you my thought process, and then maybe the execution ends up a little bit differently. But we've got two of the new freight tracks hooked up, and they're sharing a platform. We've got the passenger line hooked up in one direction, but we still have to reach down into the heart of Gallifrey, swinging by the airport. Not a big job, that one. We then need the coal line coming up to come in there as well, which means that this tunnel that I've built here may actually have more than one purpose, and I've built it wrong. Ah, good. And then we've got this lumber line as well, which at the moment is pointing directly at that. We've then got the tools factory here. This machines. We then got this machines factory here, which at the moment, I haven't got the foggiest idea how I'm going to get to it. This all sets up for quite a nice second episode, I reckon. Thanks very much for tuning in today. I've been Colonel Failure. Why not? Yeah? Okay. I'll catch up with you soon. Let's leave you with something thrilling to look at. There you go. You thrilled yet? Well, you should be. Cheerio.